Bind is going to be the first map. We're going to see the first moments of 100 Thieves versus Faze Clan.
I'm excited to see them play on Bind, too. That was a map that they were really good at as the old high ground roster. Sharky locking down U-Haul with the Stimpack as the Brim was one of my highlights during the early stages of beta competition. We do have a pause right off the bat, so hopefully that'll get undone pretty quickly. But I'm excited. It's going to be 100 Thieves starting here on the defense. And we'll see how they put up a front. You can see we're in the eyes of dephh currently, who's playing that Cypher, dropping a cam down to spy out any positions or placements over on the A side. You've only got two here. You've got Hiko, who's playing the Raze, and then you've got the Brim as well backing them up. Hiko wants to throw down that bomb, buddy, has to throw out the satchels instead. The wall comes up. Marv gets picked off in the back, or picks off Pride in the back of sight, excuse me. The nade's going to come down. It's a little bit too late, so the spike will be planted on the A site.
And that was unfortunate timing there from Hiko, who was just about to throw out that boom bot to get the information, and then Pride got knocked out of position. But a quick flank down bathrooms, and then taking over site. Hiko's still there, but no, not going to be able to convert on dephh. Still two players making their way out on the site, but a large crossfire down short. dephh will find one, possibly the last one, but they know where he is. It's just one more. YaBoiDre still finds his way back, but not before Psalm responds. So Faze is going to be the one who wins the pistol off of a slow take. Really no abilities used except for that barrier orb down on U-Haul. And they take sight essentially for free, as Hiko is not able to put anything into that.
Hiko has been juggling between the Omen and the Raze, depending on the map. Bind, definitely a map that plays more towards Raze's strengths compared to Omen's. On the other end, we've got Corey on the Raze, Marv on Brim, ZachaREEE locking down Sage, which has been the case throughout all of their matches. Psalm on the Sova, and then dephh, who's playing that Cypher. Psalm going to be peeking mid early on. Marv has a push coming in direction. It's got the Bulldog in hand. That's not exactly the ideal weapon for what's coming his way, so only gets one. Valliate converts on the trade, and now Hiko's going to go ahead and upgrade to the rifle.
Corey by himself in the bathroom. He's really pinched from all sides. There's four players, two from either way, and Hiko will make quick work of Corey, but they've got to be sights. But they do have now two weapons where they can make this work, but we see already Faze Clan pushing way deep into the defender's spawn, so if they do try to make this approach, it's going to be difficult, coming from two ways. One, hookah, and the other spawn as dephh defends. One and probably two quickly, although not even... Okay, it is the Bulldog on the other side of Hiko. He's playing very close and careful. Psalm will start fighting the other side, and yes, Hiko does make it work, and they're making this very, very expensive now as Venerated makes his way through hookah too.
Venerated now on that flank, diving out the window. Couldn't quite finish off ZachaREEE, who was tucked into the corner. Was running low on time, needed one more shot to deliver a fatal blow. So Faze Clan starting off with the 2-0. Picking up the pistol in the round that follows, but this is the major test. This round can always be so difficult when you're on that attacking side because your money is in this weird state. You can see two players forced to light armor, dephh and Marv, so they're going to be on just rifles light armor. You've got the operator in play on both teams. They're going to toss that one over to Venerated, who should be buying YaBoiDre in a second. That is going to be the case, but YaBoiDre doesn't have armor either, so this will be a little bit awkward for the Sage. But at least the Sage has that self-heal. Right off the bat, they're going to go aggro, taking advantage of the fact that they brought this off into play. Not sure they anticipated it on the other side, but it doesn't matter. Venerated hits the quick flick, drops the Sage. That's a big blow to lose the Sage this early in a round.
The ultimate orbs aren't built up all the way yet, but that's what I like to see out of 100 Thieves, those aggressive peaks to take control of one section of the map and get these early picks to earn the advantage. Now they just have to capitalize on that, but they've got to be careful. Valliate playing very close to what might be a strike out of hookah. Well, they still need to regain the spike. dephh did get that operator up and back into action. He's going to try to work a pick, and there is one playing very close, but he's going to opt to just clear out that long angle before moving up even further.
dephh right now just playing this one patiently with that operator. Valliate has to hold his ground, can't move from this position, just has to be patient and wait for the push to come his way. Smokes are coming out. Here comes the push from dephh to try and move closer and closer to the site. Spotting is going to be Valliate that initiates the push forward. Venerated does get the trade back, but not after losing YaBoiDre. Inside the site, Venerated is going to go down. A quick trade coming out yet again as Pride picks off Marv. dephh over top of the tuna can, brings it down to a 2-on-1. You've got Hiko now, the clutch master, the god of Counter-Strike, coming over to Valorant. spotted out by the Cypher ult. The neural theft going to give away the position. There are some nades here for Hiko to chuck out towards the site down. Bank one down close just in case someone's playing there. Peeks out as the nades start to pop, using that as a bit of visual cover. But now the clock getting lower and lower, now spotted as well in this corner. It's getting almost impossible for Hiko to get back into the site. 52 HP, drops the satchel down, still looking for that player, tries to charge out with the satchel, but it will be the third round coming in for Faze.
And so difficult to retake in those clutch situations out of Hookah. Hiko not finding any space at all, but Faze Clan finding 3 rounds in a row, even though they lost. ZachaREEE really early in that one off the operator pick from the other side. They're working them really, really well, but also just basically baiting out the utility that they have, keeping that the ability usage very low for when they take and when they strike on these sites. So we'll have to see if that continues, no matter what. Faze Clan doing such a good job on these defaults, on these slow approach. So far, we've only seen a pistol round and 1 gun round. Another anti-eco, though, is up in store. Last time, we did see a little bit of damage on 100 Thieves, but this time they're not pushing, they're not getting aggressive, and it's 3 people coming up short really quickly, so Pride might have something coming to him.
Marved is going to be the tip of that spear, driving in towards U-Haul. The defense backing off a bit. There are 3 players playing defense. Marv is going to catch Pride, who is just on the edge of that ice. Marv trying to get closer. There's the satchel coming out. Nice damage coming in from Hiko off the satchel. YaBoiDre gets the trade onto Marv. Going to go for the self-heal after picking up the Phantom. Stuck now in the U-Haul, but has the res available should they decide to go for it. Wall's going to come up, and that puts YaBoiDre into a difficult position. Has to go out the other side, and they're going to be waiting for him potentially. The Cypher are going to drop inside the site. That's Valliate going down. Saw him now coming around the corner. And at least there's some damage dealt. You know, picking up 2 kills on the round, at least there's that, but it is Faze Clan finding their 4th. This is a massive moment now in this first half. 100 Thieves definitely need to put their foot down and pick up a big round win here.
That they do, and I'm not sure exactly how they're going to be able to try to do that, because what I'm seeing out of Faze Clan is very, very methodical and not necessarily set plays or anything like that, but the walls, every single ability used out of Faze Clan is so impactful, getting themselves the space, and they're really favoring that barrier orb up to the U-Haul. And then smokes to clear each corner one at a time. We've seen this long peek before, and we've also seen their Cypher player, Marv, or sorry, dephh is clearing this back cyber cage to clear the corner, and then they could peek from there. Hunter's Fury not finding anything against Faze Clan either. So they're not even battered as they make this approach again. The counter onto Venerated. They might be able to find something. Corey also with a Showstopper through. Yes, Psalm connects on a Valliate. But a trade in, an Orbital Strike 2. Ultimates on this 4th round. So good, and they've completely destroyed 100 Thieves coming in this site.
So many ults pop to try to gain access to the site. They've still got 1 on the defensive side. Hiko has the Showstopper. The rocket can come out if needed. It's a 2-on-3, so despite all of that utility use over on B, they're still at only a 1-man advantage. But a lot of slows and mollies and things firing out towards spawn to keep them at bay for the time being. Corey has his angle over top of the tuna can. Doesn't even need it. It's Psalm to pick off the last 2. That's 3 on the round for the Sava, who started things with the Hunter's Fury. 5 rounds now to 0. As 100 Thieves just, this is a repeat of yesterday. Just a bumpy start. Yesterday, they did not get off to a great start. Yes, again, they made it out of the group stages, but things just haven't necessarily clicked yet. And while it's still early in this game, and there's still a second map to come after this as well, it doesn't bode well for them when they're struggling as much as they are in a lot of these rounds.
Don't forget, though, that Faze Clan did have pretty much a similar group stage to 100 Thieves, starting up 2-0 very strong, and then ending up falling in their last match. This time, ZachaREEE is going to be able to fight against Venerated, but there's more coming. He gets 2 and a 3rd onto YaBoiDre, an anti-eco that's easy for ZachaREEE to clean up. And now they just have to make the right decisions and walk together, as there's only 2 members of 100 Thieves to fight. And thinking back again to that Faze Clan group stage performance, they ended up losing to Cloud9 in a convincing fashion in that final match. Not that it mattered too much leading into the bracket, but if you talk about disappointing finishes in the group stage yesterday, I think Faze Clan had a very, very similar performance to 100 Thieves.
Yeah, that was a weird one, because after like doing so well throughout the group stage, they ended up dropping to Cloud9. It was a game we didn't see any of, but I'm curious how things went just because that map had little implication on the standings. Faze Clan had already made it through from the groups. So it was a little bit bizarre. I would have liked to see the game just to see how things went down. Yeah, the final map was a 13-1. It was just really strange in general. Here, it's just going to be pistols for the remaining players. They're setting up exits, just trying to maybe find somebody. And Marved is actually going on the hunt with the Phantom as well. Going back towards the Wishbone and Spawn. Not able to crack it as Hiko is there with the Ghost. Backup from Valliate with the Sheriff. Missed shot from the Sheriff. Puts everything on Hiko to draw a little bit more blood. The Roomba goes out. Doesn't have time to detonate. 4 players survive for Faze, and that's actually a more concerning issue as well. These rounds, with them not really being able to put some damage in, they're going to continue to pile up cash. You've got 7,400 credits on Psalm, 7,800 on Corey, 6,300 on dephh, and even ZachaREEE, who's on the operator, sitting at 4,000. So another big investment comes in from 100 Thieves. We really need to see them find something here, because if not, it's going to spiral really, really quickly.
It's already starting to spiral. We're halfway through the first half, 6-0. And even if they win a round, like you said, they have that bank. Another aggressive push. Psalm will start off, though, and they're ready to swing. As your boy Dre does respond finally, though. They might have a bit of room here as they even get the resurrect on the Valliate. Forces it to a 2v4. Corey trying to make his way out. No, missing the satchel charge, too. And things are looking difficult for the first time in this game. For the first time for Faze Clan, they have to be in a man-down situation.
It's about time, though. This is like we were saying, 100 Thieves, they desperately needed to figure something out, find a solution, and stop the bleeding. And right now, they've done a decent job of that. They've brought it down to 2. Both players now coming through the showers. It's the Raze and the Cypher. They do have the Spike, and they've got time as well. 55 seconds left on the round. Plenty of time to work their way in. Pride is in position. Sitting back behind the APC will likely be the first one to make contact. Has the ult available as well, so goes for it. Drops the orbital strike on the showers. That forces Corey to flush himself out of the showers using the satchel to boost his way past. There's the quick trade coming out after Corey picked off Pride. Valliate was there. It's all up to dephh, who's here with the operator. Again, coming through from the showers. You've got the Sage backside. And there it is. Your boy Dre just peeks out just enough. And that's a 3-piece on the round for your boy Dre, who is probably one of the more successful players coming into Valorant when you're looking at those PUBG players that had formed the likes of High Ground. Many first-place performances in his PUBG career. And it's not a surprise here to see him at the top of the scoreboard, currently 8-6.
I mean, all sides have the competitors at the highest levels of whatever game they come from. We'll see, though. The one thing that has been working for 100 Thieves so far, I mean, it didn't result in a round win, but that first peek down long B, the last time they did that, they ended up getting something. And this time, peeking down short, even on that first eco round that they had, they were able to pick up a couple of weapons and a couple of early picks, but not having the weaponry to back it up. So we'll see if that continues. Nothing on this round, although we do have possibly, no, not even a push down bathroom. They're not getting any control. They're getting a little bit more complacent, Bach.
Yeah, boy Dre is holding this angle, waiting for a push to come his way. They've gone to the double op setup, so a bit of a gamble here, an expensive round. Nice shot from Venerated, though, as Corey goes for the jiggle peek. Wasn't anticipating that player being there. I don't think they're going to expect the second off either. There's your boy Dre delivering, and again, they've got themselves an advantage. Make it a 3-player advantage as your boy Dre continues to pop off, gets spotted through the wall, connects on the shot, but it's not a fatal blow. 49 HP remaining for the Sage. A self-heal could come in if necessary, and there it is. You've now got ZachaREEE going high on the wall, using verticality to their advantage. And they do have the res available as well for ZachaREEE, but they've already got players coming through on the flank. You see Hiko is already in spawn, coming around on the backside of this play, trying to prevent them from being able to go anywhere, but dealing with the Cypher hardware that's been laid down, preventing the rotate.
The lurk from Hiko should be able to put this nail in the coffin. As they have 4 players holding on the B, they're stuck in their positions. 15 seconds. I think they're already deciding they don't want to pressure more into this round. They're going to hold positions, but Hiko could strike. And a recon bolt also spots the Sava player at the top of long. And maybe they can get the guns down, but I don't even think that 100 Thieves really wants to challenge that. As you said, the bank for Faze is very high. They don't necessarily really have the ability to put a dent on that economy, so that's the decision there. This time, not necessarily aggressive, but all of a sudden you add this extra operator with the money that they've started to accrue, and you make it work, not even playing on those aggressive, not even playing on those map control concepts that I was talking about.
I mean, it was a great upgrade, too. YaBoiDre hits the 3K over on A, finds the op for free. Obviously, there was a little bit of an investment there, but with, I think Venerated actually had purchased his coming into that round. But a bit of a gift, and it works out nicely for them, and they're going to continue to run with that setup. You've got Venerated, again, pushed inside Hookah, holding this aggressive angle. Throws down the recon dart, going to go back to holding this line. There's the molly coming in from the Brim to keep them from pushing past further. Al drones right now battling it out. Battle bots inside Hookah. They're going to decide to back off as Psalm's drone continues to get closer and closer. Dart potentially into the belly of the Brim. Nope, doesn't land. You've still got YaBoiDre here on site. Now this gets a little bit awkward. You've got double op on the site. Wall's going to go down on long just to force them all into one position, funnel them through into Hookah. Venerated trying to go in the backside of site, and this is a much stronger position here with the op. So you're going to have the op here, and you're going to have the op over towards the corner, but there's the ult coming out. The rocket comes in and delivers. Corey with the Showstopper finding two. dephh is also going to pick off Pride. How quickly the defense crumbles on this B site.
Venerated's still here, though, and he picks up one. He's already out on the site. He has to wait for Hiko. He has to buy the time for Hiko with the big flank, and it's not going to be that. Marv will pick him off with neural theft, and they know that Hiko's coming on the back lines. Faze Clan will respond after 100 Thieves seem to start to find their footing. A strong start from Corey with the Showstopper. I don't know how he find those two grouped up on the site, but he did, and he opened it wide up.
Yeah, that's that awkward nature of having two operators on the site. You had to take like longer angles, so you have YaBoiDre backing off to go towards elbow, and you have Venerated playing over towards spawn, towards ramp. The second the smokes come down, those positions are somewhat neutralized, so you had two players who were then trying to sit towards elbow together, and that rocket comes in and just crushes it completely. Ruins the round, and ultimately 100 Thieves have to then scramble back together in this round and put a buy together. They're not going to have that double off again, but that might be for the best, as last time it didn't work out so well. The bomb buddy's going to go out inside the site, doesn't spot anything. Hiko right around the corner playing this close angle, but giving up orb control to the side of Faze.
Not really from 100 Thieves. Psalm picks around the corner, and Venerated will make quick work of him with his operator, but three players now coming up the bathroom. This time, no ults, no offensive ults available for 100 Thieves, and Hiko's right in the corner. He could definitely do some damage if they are going to go on this aggressive push, but we need to see another player here on a site who needs to grab attention for Hiko and make this a crossfire worth playing. We do have the res, so it's a full 5v5 on this, and it is going to be a split towards A. That spike is still staying in bathrooms. All they're doing right now is making sure they reestablish map control so there's no quick flanks.
100 Thieves. Gotta wake up. Surrendering a hefty chunk of rounds over to Faze, as again, we see Faze targeting this A site. Smokes come down. The Showstopper's been popped by Hiko. Only one there as Hiko gets trapped in the corner. Corey and ZachaREEE connecting. Here comes the Hunter's Fury out from Venerated over towards spawn. A couple of pings as the shock does go through the wall and deliver some damage, but the spike will be planted as the site's been lost. It's going to be a 3-on-4 retake. Venerated still here with that operator, connecting onto Marv. Psalm moving into the U-Haul after the dart gives away nothing. Shock dart into the corner by Venerated. A follow-up as well. It's down to just one. A great retake coming in from 100 Thieves as you've got Psalm locked in over toward the U-Haul. The spike not planted for him either. It's played towards the default position, so he has to swing wide, and Venerated is there with the punish. A third round for 100 Thieves that they desperately needed to put on the board.
Venerated is the key there. 3 kills with the operator. 1 didn't really matter as they got the Sage res up anyways, but then falling back and coming through on the retake and shining when they needed him. 3 rounds now for 100 Thieves, but you have to question that A-hold right there from Hiko and Valliate, which was basically a really nice setup for what was coming to them. But Hiko made the gamble with the Showstopper to basically try to find a couple of picks, and after he only found 1, he basically gave up on that fight because of how he outpositioned himself. No matter what, Valliate was not there to back him up. They're able to trade very well on the site to make that difficult, but no matter what, 100 Thieves comes back into it. And here's that long aggression that I was talking about on the other side. We have Psalm who's going to back away. So have ZachaREEE down as well. There's going to be an owl drone to spot out a lot. But look at the pressure that Brimstone from, yes, Marved right here. He's all the way up. with just a couple of smokes. Now they have to question whether there's actually any control or if it's a feint, because Spike's still over towards B, and he's not showing quite yet.
Saw him leading into that site with the Owl drone, trying to get the intel. You've still got Valliate here, who's dealing with these players, leaping around over on short. Nade's going to go out towards the back corner of site. Valliate has to strike from inside U-Haul. Here comes the push down. Wall's going to go out. Hiko gets picked off over the top. The tripwire's going to fall, but Valliate is there, and here's the Hunter's Fury, and that just makes things oh so difficult for Valliate as ZachaREEE actually hits that last shot with the operator. Again, numbers advantage here for Faze, but turn that back around. Hiko gets rezzed, but in that time, YaBoiDre, the person responsible for bringing him back into the fold, taken out by dephh, who's lurking inside the showers. Hiko now trying to make that resurrection worth it. There's one spotted over towards U-Haul. That's ZachaREEE, the Opera. Hiko pushes forward, takes out his former Counter-Strike counterpart as they push closer and closer towards that spike. ZachaREE's going to find one more, bringing it down to 2. Now just 1. You've got the Sava isolated and alone. It's Venerated with the Op, and he decides to back off and count his losses. It will be an 8th round for Faze Clan as 100 Thieves yet again struggle at playing defense.
Oh my, Venerated runs for the hills as he saves that operator for the last round. They do have the economy to buy into it, and they might be able to grab a 4th. I do have to give some huge props to Psalm on that one. To me, that was the way that they locked up that round, at least to get that post-plant position safely. Psalm with the Hunter's Fury to make it so that Valliate had to peek out of the U-Haul there at the final moments where there was 2 players looking at him right before the spike got planted. The Metamaster himself is still working magic on the Sova, which seems to be one of those characters that's the agents that's very hotly picked here in North America pretty much every single game.
Getting aggressive right now in mid is YaBoiDre. Again, he's been the top performer for 100 Thieves. It's not even close to anyone else on the team. dephh moving in towards the site. Knows there's one up in hookah. Is he prepared for the second target? There's a cyber cage that goes down. deph's going to actually go up inside the cyber cage, trying to get an angle to spray down through the wall. The spike still hasn't actually gone out onto the site yet. It was actually over towards long a little bit more. They haven't dedicated towards that plant. Marv is going to lay down the smokes. There's still 2 chilling right now inside hookah as they send out some intel towards the site with some shock darts and recon darts. Nothing connects. dephh is going to drop Venerated. So it's down to a 3-on-3. YaBoiDre up on top of the wall. Spots one over in Cubby. It's a free kill onto Marv. There's one inside Tudican. Great damage coming out, but dephh comes out on top of the exchange, bringing things to a 2-on-2. ZachaREEE there with a shot as well. It's all down to YaBoiDre, the top performer, trying to prevent the 9-3 half. The res comes in from ZachaREEE over on long. Further towards the site is YaBoiDre. At least drops 1. Here's the Showstopper coming out. Doesn't even matter. It's a moot point as ZachaREEE delivers that last kill coming in by way of the operator. 9-3. Faze Clan dominant performance thus far over 100 Thieves.
A good attempt from YaBoiDre, 16 kills and a half, but it's not enough. As Faze Clan take a dominating lead, 9-3 in that first half. We switch it up now, and it's 100 Thieves' chance to attack and Faze Clan's chance to defend. We'll see if that actually means anything, or if this lead that Faze Clan has built is going to be too much to overcome. I think it might be on bind. We'll see, though. They can definitely come out with some interesting things, and also maybe the exact type of dominance we saw from Faze Clan. The slow approaches with all the ability usage to take control of the map and get the picks when they need them most.
I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping this is a turnaround here in the second half. I want to see this end up being a lot closer. I had this pegged as a potential 3-map series, and I wasn't really sure who would actually take it based on the fact that we didn't see Faze Clan play at all yesterday on broadcast. So I wasn't really sure what they were going to deliver. But if this is just a taste of what they did yesterday, then I feel bad for everyone that had to play them during the group stages, because they are lighting up 100 Thieves right now. It's not even close. But there's still an opportunity to bounce back. Yeah, they've got an opponent who's 4 rounds away from capping off map 1. But they've got plenty of opportunities, and it starts with the pistol. They desperately need to pick up this pistol round win. They can't afford to give Faze Clan double digits this early on in the second half.
I'm questioning how they have the information to make this rotate back towards B. They had 4 players at A early on, but now they're coming back. Can they grab the positions before They work their way up. This wall will give them some time to do it, and an owl drone through. Hiko will not spot anything. Possibly could. No. This could come as a surprise, as this owl drone does not get anything so deep down mid. And they're already up long.
Yeah, here they go in, and Corey is there just stomping it. Pride does at least get one as they come through, but my goodness, this is just about as bad as it could possibly go. Hiko alone.
Jeez.
Corey with a 4-piece in the pistol round. Don't call me an Overwatch player. Corey comes through and puts 10 rounds on the board here for Faze Clan. Corey currently at 13, but I think the most impressive thing right now with the way that Faze is playing is the top performers at 13 kills. The bottom's only at 7 and 10. It's a +/-6. That's not that bad of a spread. When you look at the other sides, +/-13 between YaBoiDre and Pride. That's pretty rough.
Yeah, 100%. A full team effort from Faze Clan, and you're right. Corey at the top, he 4K in that pistol round will essentially deny 100 Thieves. The biggest chance of coming back in this game was that pistol round. So, and also he started it off with the pink shells to force them to make their approach as soon as that barrier orb went down from behind the site. But it is a push up short right now, possibly a wall going down and some smokes to make this difficult. Corey will satchel away and even possibly get some damage. Spike not even done yet, but they're now trading U-Haul. It's Marved out the side. They do get 2 picks though, possibly 2 weapons. No, dephh is here to recover them, and he's here to push out to possibly even get the spike. If they don't get the spike down, that's not even the credits that they might have been accruing, but there's actually a 2v2. Challenging dephh was not the right move. Possibly had to. They essentially had to, because he was going to stop the spike. Now 1 versus 1, 22 HP. They might have just done it, actually. Valliate with 22 HP against the Sage player on the other side. It's ZachaREEE. He's coming through right behind him. Too many angles to look at, and Valliate will fall from the behind.
That's rough. Just couldn't quite get the timing there. Also, that cyber cage making things a little bit more difficult for them. They tried to double peek dephh. They try to go for that wide swing on the cyber cage. They lose the spike and then can't quite spot him in the exchange. He ends up doing way more damage than maybe he should have, considering he got dropped down very low on HP from the spam that was coming through that cage. 11 rounds now for Faze Clan, really making a statement in their first match of the second day here for the T1 Nerd Street Gamers Valorant Showdown. Marv getting aggressive on short, wanting to take the fight straight to the faces of 100 Thieves. That confidence currently brimming over for Faze Clan. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out so well for Marv, who's going to be backing off and licking his wounds, currently low on HP.
They're not even peeking too aggressively anywhere. First waiting for the information to go through. Marv will get his heal back up. So full on HP on both sides. We have a split looking like it's going to be hitting A. Hiko coming through bathrooms with the Brimstone player as well. Valliate trying to work up U-Haul. That's been an issue for them, has been those players lurking in there. They've been doubling up on it. Smoke's going to go through, and a big peek from dephh by himself. Will get traded instantly. Saw him still down U-Haul. Will find one, but gets traded. And now we just have the Raze player here. They'll wall him off, slow him off, and they do have the sight now.
All right, well, a little bit of success here for 100 Thieves as they get that spike planted on the site. Corey, the opposing Raze, potentially about to duke it out with Hiko, who's currently in the showers. The smoke's going to go down, eliminating that threat. Corey goes wide. Pride is there to find 2. Great performance from Pride, who struggled in that first half. YaBoiDre will get the final one of the round. 3 players survived, and 100 Thieves put up a round, but it's only their 4th. And they've got to do so much more work to get back into this game. And it's only going to come in that 3rd round, that really difficult round. Now, the one thing that's working for them, that 3rd round can be so punishing to lose when you're on the team on the side that one pistol. So if you win the pistol and the 2nd round, but that 2nd round doesn't go so well for you, or you go heavy in the investment, picking up the SMGs, when you drop that 3rd round, your money is just not where you want it to be. So you can see that right now playing out with Faze Clan. Pistol's going to be coming out. So they're going to give 100 Thieves potentially another opportunity to put a number on the board. But at that point, they'll be buying at an 11-5 scoreline. I don't think they're too worried about that.
And Faze Clan just has so much buffer. 9 match points is what 100 Thieves, or 9 rounds is what they need to get all over. If they lose 1, it will be match point for Faze Clan, and all have to be through. Chance of losing. Hiko will get Marved, and again, it's just pistols on the other side, so it shouldn't be too terrible. They have the A site now for free, but they're gonna still be careful, clear everything. As we know, though, they don't have to worry about anything. And with this, if they find out that information, they could really position themselves well, but it might just be exit frags that Faze Clan is looking for. As you mentioned, the economy is definitely something that 100 Thieves needs to be keeping in mind and keeping high so that they can start building that bank that we talked about in the first half for Faze Clan.
Yeah, one of the most important things for them is going to be surviving these anti-eco rounds with at least 3 players surviving, but ideally all 5. They need to start building up money so that if Faze hits that magic number 12 to guarantee overtime, they aren't broke in the round that follows. Hiko picks up one of the players from Faze Clan, that was lurking through inside attacker's spawn. You've still got the other 2 here, so Hiko has 2 to potentially take down. Hiko's going to find a 3rd on the round. The nade comes out. 1 more right around the corner. No nade damage coming in there. The satchel's going to come out from Hiko as you see Corey running right away and into the loving, waiting arms of Valliate. So a 5th round for 100 Thieves, and they survive with all 5. The anti-eco is very successful.
Very successful indeed. A flawless round for 100 Thieves. But of course, we remember the way that Faze Clan pushed into that round was a little bit of a gamble, trying to get some early information down mid out of Hiko with the push. It won't work. They'll get that one and get the map control right back. So we'll see now. Faze Clan can play a little bit more standard, a little bit more traditional on this defense. And what we've seen has been good holds on A, but we haven't really challenged their B too much of 100 Thieves just yet. We've seen the bathrooms push out that worked fairly well, and we've seen to push down short on multiple occasions. Now, putting more pressure over towards B, and not a single lurk, not a single presence. Down on the other side, there is a skirmish down long B, and it will be 100 Thieves to take it off, and a Hiko with another one onto ZachaREEE. The entries are here. One more player to find, and it's right below him. Yes, dephh goes down. Hiko turning up. And all of a sudden, he's fired up. Right in the sight he goes, even spamming through the incendiary. There's 2 players of Faze Clan, and they're already deciding whether they want to back off against all 5 members of 100 Thieves. Potential again for a 2nd flawless round in a row.
This is a huge round for them to do it in, too, as this was a buy round coming in from Faze. An investment was put on the board from their opponents, and you could almost hardly tell this is the same teams that played in the first half based on the way this round went. Pride drops the smoke. Pride turning things around big time from that first half, which was very much disappointing from Pride. You can see they're getting aggressive too. They want to hunt these guns down. They don't want to give them anything to work with moving into that next round. So they're charging towards this A site where you've got the Raze and Brim trying to anchor down. White Knuckles currently gripping their guns as you've got Corey right around the corner from Vent. Will spot out Pride, but now that gives away the position. Marv with the wide swing from default. Great positioning, and this is starting to become a problem. That hunt, that confidence coming in from 100 Thieves costs them greatly as they lose 3 bodies after the round was already secured.
3 players down, chasing down only 2. That's 3 more guns that they have to eat into that bank. The slush fund that they were trying to build, and for what? As Faze Clan, now they can drop a couple. Yes, maybe could have made a difference in the next round if they did. But no matter what, they're not fully investing into this. No matter what, they're going to be able to buy on the next anyways. Of course, you always want to push those economy gains if you can, but we'll see if that actually ends up punishing 100 Thieves on their road back up to catch Faze Clan. They're still got 5 rounds to tie it all up. Potential to do it, and it's looking good. The way that they're opening these sites has been fantastic, and Hiko even now starting to turn up, which we were missing. We saw Corey on the other side doing very well, but Hiko not really showing up yet until this round that we just saw. See if you can keep it up going forward.
Currently at full strength, 58 seconds left on the round. And you can see 100 Thieves calling an audible after putting an early presence towards B, deciding to shuffle back into spawn and head over towards A. You've got Marved currently backside hiding in the corner. You've got Psalm here with the Bucky. And it may not be much, but at close range, that gun can absolutely destroy you. We'll see if it's going to have an impact as they move close. They're going to be running straight towards that potentially. It's a 3-smoke execute with the Sage Wall coming in, so a default play. Psalm does get one, so Valliate is sent out of play, but a quick red coming in from your boy Dre after Pride got the pick up. The bomb buddy actually gets stuck on the site. There's the orbital strike coming out, as well as the neural theft that gives the defense an opportunity to get back into the round, that brings things down to a 3-on-3. But now Hiko has to fight his way out, because the problem is the time. There's only 8 seconds left. Look at the spike, though. It's gone over towards the B site. So well played, so well read from 100 Thieves in the battle. They're going to have about 2 seconds left as the spike gets planted.
And I love this play going down quickly into spawn, and yes, it works as Pride gets death. A 1v2 now for ZachaREEE, but they're both looking, and they're sitting right here for him. He could maybe get a flick or two, but no, your boy Dre will shut that down. And 100 Thieves with the beautiful audible on 2 senses. Number one, your boy Dre not planning a spike as that Showstopper came out. The orbital strike, they knew the ultimates were available, so he had to make sure that he used his. Obviously getting that resurrect on the U-Haul, and then really delaying that spike. They gave room for Faze Clan to come into that A site, and then Hiko with the perfectly timed peek out of bathroom to take down 2 as they pull them off, as they run through the teleporter towards B. A well-planned out round for 100 Thieves, and yes, maybe a couple of audibles, but man, oh man, did that work against Faze.
A strange set of circumstances that comes down into a close round, but a good read there from 100 Thieves, using that port to take that spike over towards the B site in the nick of time off the back of that orbital strike that came in on the site. They went for the 3-smoke Sage Wall execute. And after only losing 1 as well, it wasn't really a bad take, but it was just the ults coming out from Faze that made it a little bit harder. You've got an aggressive play, a little bit more aggressive than we've seen in the past from Faze, sending 2 players into Garden, and now peeking to grab control of the orb, using the bomb buddy as a bit of cover just in case somebody decides to hang around too long. No one's there. They're actually heading back over towards the A site, where it looks like currently we've only got one playing defense. That's Marv, who's pushed inside the showers playing the Brim. Marv has a flank play potential, but going to have to battle out against Hiko. The dink shot comes through. There's the finisher, though, coming in from Venerated with the Hunter's Fury. Counter Hunter's Fury coming out from the other side. That'll at least connect 1 shot onto 2 targets, but the spike's been planted, and it's a 4-on-4 retake.
Psalm is so deadly with those. Venerated too. But Venerated is in perfect spot to catch out this flank. There's 2 players coming around this corner, but dephh jumps right over. And there's a neural theft also in play. It's on the side of 100 Thieves. They spot the flank. He gets 1. Pride as well, trying to hold on a 1 versus 2, but only 5 HP. He's got the utility, though. He could make something happen with the delay to force the 1v1s. It's going to be so difficult, though, especially given that Corey's still up. He makes it work. He peeks a little too quickly, and there is this spike down to Marley too. He runs away into U-Haul, and I think he's just done it. ZachaREEE has no chance, not even a half spike defuse, and another round win for 100 Thieves. We're getting so close, as it's now a 3-round gap. And from what looked like a game that was running away from them, all of a sudden they seem to be in control.
Say what you will about his scoreboard numbers. Pride just asked Faze Clan, who is your daddy? Comes in with the molly right on the spike at the last moment with almost no HP after taking out the other target, wins the round with the smart play. You don't always have to win the aim battles, you just have to outsmart your opponents. Uses that skill at the perfect time and caps off an impressive 1v2. 100 Thieves staying alive, still have not allowed Faze Clan to hit that 12th round, guaranteeing at the very least overtime, which at this point Faze Clan is starting to wonder if they're ever actually going to get it. Here goes the aggressive play on short. Oh my gosh! Marv lines up 3. They all peek at the same time and they just wander in together. Venerated may have found 2, but it's down now to just 1. It's Hiko in a 1-on-3 with 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. So much happened so quickly in the round.
And they've already got a camera also on this A site. The spike is all the way down short, so a lot of room for Hiko to work with as it was all players on B. Marv, though, what a round for him to shut down the momentum of 100 Thieves. It looked good, but the lineup in the spray down is perfect. Hiko gonna opt to go to bathrooms, and I think that might end up really costing him as there's 2 players playing very passive on this A site with a camera too. Things will be very difficult for Hiko here.
Hiko trying to work through those showers. 40 seconds left. 2 players stuck around. He's the clutch god. We all know him from his days in Counter-Strike. Can he make it work here? The spike tapped on the default position, decides to shift angles and head over towards the APC. Knows there's at least one up in heaven. The recon dart just a little bit outside of the pulses currently. Waiting for that third pulse to come through. Sends a rocket up. The Showstopper? No. Not even damage dealt. Hiko currently dumping out his utility as best he can. Trapped over here in this corner, spots one over towards default, knows there's two there, has to take the fight back behind him. The one coming through from U-Haul, though, has the shotgun point-blank range. We may have cursed it just a little bit as Faze Clan finds their 12th round final.
And it's match point for Faze Clan 2. Not enough under Hiko there to really work it. Faze Clan played that very well on all sides, just to make sure that they know where he's coming, and then they grouped up to go at it together. The pinch from all sides. Too difficult, but the spray down from Marv to start things off for Faze Clan to make it so that they really have room to work all the way up to match point now. 12-8 is the scoreline. And we need something out of 100 Thieves to really shut down that momentum that Marv now has, the feelings that Faze Clan has, that they push themselves to match point. It is a best of 3, don't forget. So still a lot of room for 100 Thieves to work for, and they've definitely battled their way back in contention for this series.
You've got Marved again getting aggressive on short. He was feeling it last round, and he picks off Pride here. Does he spot that duel against Hiko? No, it's not going to go his way. So the aggressive play nets them one, but they lose the Brim as a result. There is no res on either side. In fact, the only ults in play didn't get used, as it was on both the Brims, who are both currently taken out of play. ZachaREEE using that wall to get vertical on the site, going up on the top rope. The wall is down on long as well, so they grab control of the orb, and they'll be backing off. And I love what they just did. So they used the orb to get that Sage ult back up so they can go ahead and res Pride. So they're going to now have the advantage over top of Faze Clan with a 5-on-4. But look at this aggressive play coming in from dephh all the way down mid. He is right around the corner, and he's going to be able to call out all of these players working through. And he's got the backstab. Does he time it right? That is the question. If he takes too long, he can allow them access to the site. But if he's too quick, they're going to be all clumped up and can potentially turn on them fast. There's the smokes coming out, the wall coming down, the orbital strike going out on site as well. dephh still has not moved in on this flank, but there's Corey playing in from the U-Haul. 2 quick kills coming out from the Raze. Hiko has to come through again from the showers. Valliate's going to get tagged, and now dephh can come in and strike from the backside of this play. Flanking through. Not going to hit the shot. Whiffs a little bit. Potato aim, but ends up getting the connection through the box. It's all down to Hiko. It's a 1-on-2. Again, the clutch god with the spike planted. Finds the duel against Tom. The nade's going to come down to do some additional damage. Playing off the side of the cyber cage. It's a 1-on-1 that Hiko wins. 100 Thieves stays alive as Hiko pulls off an impressive 1v2.
Oh my goodness, finally. It wasn't the 1v3 that we thought in the previous round, but the 1v2 when obviously match points. If he lost that round, they would have been moving to the map 2, but Hiko again, he does it. And you might say inhuman reaction. Some might say that. He's definitely out of this world. My man is really starting to turn up in the war of captains. In the second half, he's really gotten and put the nail in a lot of these rounds, especially obviously that last round. Corey also too. He started things off on that U-Haul, but 100 Thieves clap back and they're still in this. 3 rounds is now the gap. And they're holding things off. Faze Clan just need 1.
If they can somehow force overtime, even if they lose it, that's huge. From the deficit they had, from how poorly they played early, it's almost like they hit that tipping point and now everything is just clicking. Like everything is making sense for them. Everything is coming together as 100 Thieves finds themselves in yet another position where they're going to be heading towards this A site. And there's quite a few bodies here for Faze Clan. You've got 3 players on the site, the Sava, the Raze, the Brim, Marv, who's played aggressively and picked up rounds for them in the past. The smokes are coming down. They're going to start executing onto the site. Now, they do have the Showstopper for Kinko. The other side has the res and the orbital strike. As they go for the wall, they're likely going to drop that orbital strike to try and delay the plant. There it is, coming out. The spike, though, potentially going down. It actually has to stop. It has to pull off. So now there's 4 players on the site. Even more friction on the site as they go for the plant.
Almost here, he gets knocked out too as they go through U-Haul. Valliate and Venerated combined onto Psalm and Corey, and all of a sudden ZachaREEE and crew Pride, they all have to play a lot slower as they come through this corner, but Marv is still alive and he's made it work, but there's a Showstopper down onto ZachaREEE, and Venerated will also find Marved. Only one more player, it's dephh. All the way up heaven. He has an operator, he can pick him off one by one, but Hiko was there to peek and he takes the fight with confidence. 10 rounds now, and 100 Thieves have done it. They brought it back so close. They just need to close it out. 2 more rounds to go until we get to that sudden death. And how will they bring it there, or will Faze Clan shut them out? Oh, baby, this match has been a roller coaster of emotions.
This started out honestly quite dull because it was just Faze Clan time and time again just stomping all of the attempts from 100 Thieves on defense. Now they switch sides and it's a repeat performance, an encore. 100 Thieves says, I see your attack and I raise you one better. They're currently down 12-10. They've got to win 2 more. This round, not exactly the hardest round to lose, or not exactly the easiest round to lose. You've got pistols and shotguns and the like coming in from Faze Clan, so it should be quite simple for them to get this round win, but we've seen rounds like this work out sometimes in the past. The ult gonna come in towards the site as Valliate actually hits that final shot after the Hunter's Fury connected. So it's a 5-on-4 as they continue to gain site control. The Stimpack going down, boosting up that fire rate of the Vandals and Phantoms that are already working their way out. Bomb Buddy is in. There's one already working through the back hall. They don't prepare for dephh, who's currently in the corner. dephh actually manages to stay away a lot longer than you would expect with 1 HP. But now the spike's been planted, and it's going to be a 2-on-4.
2-on-4, and with the weaponry that they do have presence on elbow, but it's just Psalm with the Bucky. The classic, he's usually good for 1, but maybe 2 if it's a hold that he's doing. But on the retake, there's almost no chance. They want to do, I honestly, everything else, unless they were able to magically pull out a round win, is not going to impact too much, as there's money in bounds for 100 Thieves on this final round of the half before sudden death. In this last one, Marved, who's been feeling it, he's somebody that they've got to be careful of, especially on these approaches. When he's shutting it down, when they all start to group up, he's really starting to get on aggressive too. Tried to apply his hot hands in sudden spurts. You remember that round that he pushed down into mid, got one, but then ran into Hiko. If he had gotten Hiko there, it could have been the end, and that's the reason why I have to put my eyes on Marved right now. He's the wild card for Faze. We're here. We didn't think we were going to be here. It was 9-3 in the first half. 9-3, and now we're here at 12-11, 1 round away from sudden death, 1 round away from 100 Thieves finally tying it up. But ZachaREEE, a quick peek down mid. There's no presence there. You got to be careful if you're Valliates eventually peeking down, but they're going to do the same thing that they've done, and that's worked brilliant for them. Hiko and Pride pushing down bathroom. They go on that A execute with the smokes in the wall, and then come striking out of bathrooms with a lot of time too. They don't necessarily always put that spike down instantly, because they want Faze Clan to really come into the effect so that pinch can work out. Venerated with the owl drone. Yes, he gets the trap wire perfectly done, and there's the smokes.
So here we go. It all comes down to this, the fight on the site, to see if we're going to be going into that sudden death overtime. Pride with 1 HP barely escapes alive. The spike will be planted. It's going to be a 5-on-5 full fight on the A site. Utility being popped as satchels fly over the wall, trying to do some early scratch damage to the attacking side. The Showstopper is going to come out. The rocket sent in. There's one right around the corner. Valliate can do nothing. The owl drone was in to spot out the position. The Sage trying to come in, go for the res. YaBoiDre does pick off. Psalm has a chance. There's the res coming in onto Valliate. Pride backs off. There's the spike tap coming in from the attacking side. They're holding it. Not like this, they say. Pride trying to get in position. They're still on the spike. No, they actually managed to pull them off. Pride brings it down to a 1-on-1. It's Marv versus the Cypher. Marv's gonna go for that ult pop as it's right towards the U-Haul, but the spike's gonna detonate. We are going to overtime. 12-12, all tied up.
Marv did all he could in those final moments, but man, oh man, that went back and forth, kill after kill, trade after trade. We're here in sudden death. 100 Thieves has put themselves on match point, both sides now. Really, the pressure is on for this first match. The pressure is on for this series, as we have a fantastic best of 3 ahead of us in 100 Thieves and Faze Clan. And oh my goodness, every player has now turned up. Every player has had impact on every single, or on this entire game. So fantastic. And one really beautiful change that 100 Thieves did on that execute was actually, instead of that wall up to line up with the truck, and instead of the wall of smokes on the truck to block off shorts, instead they put it wide over towards heaven, blocking off the site in half horizontally instead. And that really made it difficult for them. But dephh on the offensive down long. They've done this before. They're going to have to back off as it's spotted. Well done on all sides. Caution is in the wakes. But Marved again onto Hiko. That's a big pickup. No ults available in this round in sudden death. And they're going to quickly push up short because of that response. But they don't have Hiko on the lurk this time.
That's actually a huge piece of the puzzle, too. That's worked out so nicely for them in the past. Pride, again, was able to clutch out that OT with the molly. Can he do it a third time? The spike's been planted. It's a 4-on-5. The numbers not in their advantage here as Faze Clan is trying to work in on the retake. 100 Thieves. They've fought this hard. They've gotten it this far. But they're missing one piece, and it's a vital one at that. Hiko, the clutch god who managed to pick up a big round for them previously. Recon Dart's going to go down to try and spot out the positions. A huge wall coming in. A cyber cage behind it as well. They have to swing wide, but they actually managed to drop the one going for the stick on the spike. 2 players left to survive. They have to swing wide yet again, and it's just not working out at all. The spike going to be defused as Faze Clan come out on top 13-12 in an absolutely ridiculous first map of the series.